Now we were doing the transpiration, the stomatal. We have done the mechanism of stomatal transpiration, and we have done the dorsiventral leaf and isobilateral leaf. Now we say that usually we water the flower beds in the evening, not in the mornings. Why? We must have seen at our places that our gardeners are able to water the plants in the evenings. They tend to water the plants in the evenings. Why? Because in the evenings we have less of temperature. Yes, and then the night comes. That means lower temperature and the roots are able to absorb water till the maximum. When we water the flowers, the flowers in the morning, what happens? From the morning we have the afternoons. From morning to afternoon there's rise of temperature, rise of heat, rise of sunlight. So due to more of heat, there is more transpiration, then absorption of water. So the leaf cells becomes, as they lose water, they become flaccid. Flaccid means they shrink in size. So as they become limp, they are not able to hold the weight of the leaf. So the leaf is able to drop down. So in the afternoons, if we water the flowers, the plants in the morning, we usually see that in the afternoons the leaves wilt, they shrink and they droop down. But again they are able to absorb, and from the afternoons we have the evenings. So there is less of temperature, less of sunlight, less of heat. So the leaves are able to absorb again water from the soil, and they are able to become swollen, turgid, and they are able to bear the weight of the entire leaf, and they are able to stand erect. That means the leaves of the plants, they wilt in the afternoons and they recover in the evenings. That means in the afternoons we have more of transpiration and less of absorption, but in the evenings we have more of absorption and less of transpiration. Yes, now we say that we have the cuticular transpiration and we have the lenticular transpiration. Cuticular means from the upper surface of the leaf, because the upper surface of leaf has a very thick layer of cuticle, so very less of water is able to transpire through that. And the lenticels, they are present on the stem, the old openings of the stem, and they are always open day and night. Stomata is only open during the day, not at night. There is no light, there is no photosynthesis, the stomata does not open. But the lenticels, as they are the certain openings present at the stem, they are open day and night. So they are able to give out water to very negligible amounts. Yes. Now we talk about the adaptations in the leaf to reduce the rate of transpiration. Now we come to adaptations in leaf to reduce the amount of transpiration. Now these adaptations we have of two kinds: morphological and anatomical. Now what we mean by morphological? Morphological means we have in the shape and in the size of leaf. We have the change in the shape and size of leaf. Yes, and anatomical is in the change in the structure of leaf, internal structure of leaf. Yes, so we say that this morphological adaptations means there is the change of shape and the size of leaf. Now we say that the anatomical adaptations is change in the internal structure of leaf. Internal structure means the shape of leaf is coming under morphological. Anatomical can be sunken stomata. Now this sunken stomata means what we have this as a leaf, no? Usually we have a broader leaf lamina, but sometimes we have seen the leaves, they are having pit-like structures. The leaf lamina is having these depressions, the pits, so the stomata is present in this pit. So when the air has to come inside and then it has to take up transpiration. Yes. Now we talk about morphological adaptations. Morphological adaptations, we can have narrow leaves. That means the leaf lamina, this leaf lamina can be reduced in a elongated shape like leaf. Yes. Then we can have the leaves, they can roll up. Rolling up means the entire leaf lamina can roll and form a very small structure, a rolled structure. So because due to rolling, the surface will be coming in the inner surface. So the surface, as the exposed surface is less to the environment, the transpiration is less. then the leaves can be reduced to spines. Yes, as we have in cactus. Now in cactus what we say, the leaves are having, the stem is having the spines. Yes, so this is the green part of the stem, and the stem is having these thorns. So this is actually the leaf lamina, which is reduced to spine like structures. So no lamina, no stomata, and no transpiration also. Yes. Then we talk about the very thick cuticle. We have seen the banyan leaf. Banyan leaf is having a very thick layer of cuticle upper. So this thick layer, this waxy cuticle, as the waxy cuticle is present, we say that it is not able to take up the internal water to the outer surface. So this thick waxy cuticle is again taking up anatomical adaptations. Yes, then we say that the number of stomata can be less number of stomata we have. So as this less number of stomata is there, we say that the anatomical adaptation is there. When we take up these adaptations, we have to give the examples also, because these examples are important when the morphological adaptations we talk about. Yes, as we talk about the narrow leaf is present in Nerium. Number of examples are there. Cactus is having spines, the loss of leaves is there. In deciduous trees, we say that the leaves are dropped. No, they lose leaves in the autumn season. So when there is no leaves on the trees, there is no transpiration also. Yes. Then we come to anatomical adaptations. Anatomical adaptations, we have sunken stomata. We have stomata in the pits. They can be covered by hair. That is again present in Nerium. Then we talk about the loss of leaves. Then we talk about the thick layer of cuticle that is present in banyan trees. Yes, and in the evergreen trees. Now we say that what is the significance of the transpiration to the leaf cells. Now this signification is what? Very first we talk about the cooling, because as the water is lost to the environment, we say there is a cooling effect. Now cooling effect, that means the shade of tree is cooler. Why it is cooler? Because the number of tree is having number of leaves, large amount of leaves, large amount of transpiration is there. So large amount of heat is lost to the environment. So when the heat is lost to the environment, this cooling effect is there. Now we talk about the suction force. Suction force is what?